This is a fan project. All material used are properties of their respective owners. I claim no ownership. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you and enjoy the video. Hi everyone, Rassers here, and this video will be my first impressions of Kamen Rider Gotchard. Well, so far, at least, because per creation of this video, like during the making of this video, I've watched up till episode 10. Episode 10. Yeah, and let's start this off with the opening. The opening of Kamen Rider Gotchard, the opening theme. Chemistry or Chem Story. Chemi-story. Sang by Back On. I like it. You can never go wrong with Back On. I mean, so far I've never heard a Back On song that was not to my liking. They did I Shield 21. They did Air Gear. They did what? Kyokai Senki. They did Build Fighters. They also did music in Kamen Rider Gotchard. Tycoon's Bujin for music. Ooh, that was great. Yeah, that was good. You cannot go wrong with Back On. You cannot go wrong with Back On. They did I Shield. I love them since the I Shield days. Days of I Shield 21. They're great. And yeah, the music is fun. It's good. It's a jam. And that's where everything after this series starting to fall off for me. So the thing is, this series is kind of a magic-y base rider, because let's just get this thing out of the way. Gotchard is has themes of alchemy or magic, like Kamen Rider Wizard, who has themes of magic. But the it's magic, but has a hint of alchemy. But this is like full alchemy. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like alchemy, but it just feels like magic. The writer of this series, Kamen Rider Gotchard, is named Hotaro Ishinose, who is a high school student. Yeah, high school student. I think. Yeah, high school student. Who's a cook that helps in his family's diner, run by his mother. His dad is somehow non-existent. Like, he's out somewhere. He's getting milk. He'll be back when he gets back with the milk. Okay. Oh yeah, Hotaro is an average student who's trying to find his gacha. What by gacha mean his purpose. His thing, to say at least. His thing. He's trying to find his thing. And through some hijinks, he gets caught up with a fellow student named Rine Kudo. By the way of her father, Fuga Kudo, who is an alchemist, who I think was dubbed a traitor by the Alchemist Society for unleashing the gimmick of this season, the chemis, in the form of animation CGI cards. So yeah, this is a card and magic rider who's just 2 cards to transform. Okay, so Hotaro gets tangled up is introduced to the secret society of alchemists. One of them is his classmate, Rine Kudo, and his homeroom teacher. I forgot his name. Oh, okay, let me say. Minato Sensei, who is also the homeroom teacher for the Alchemist Society's class in this school. The villains so far in the series are the 3 Dark Sisters, who's actually, I think, named after the Sisters of Faith. Let me check, yeah. Oh yeah, Atropos, Clotho and Lachesis. I think those are the name of the Sisters of Fate. I think so. Two older female and one child, one little girl. And the girl is supposed to be the older one. Little one is supposed to be the older one. And the other girl is played by a returning Toku actor who played the female soldier from Amazons, the extermination team. And one of them I don't know. Okay, so going on to this series, the goal there's also a additional cast. Well, not technically a secondary writer yet. I think it's just like a machine chaser type character, pseudo writer, named Spanner Kurogane, who transformed into a character named Valvarad. His technically name is Mask or Kamen Warrior or Mask Warrior. Yeah, so yeah, he's technically a machine chaser type character, and they need to gather all of the chemis that was unleashed upon the world to prevent them from being used by the villains for evil deeds. That's basically the gist of it. And so far, that's the gist of it, which goes into my problem of this series so far. It might just be Geats setting the bar too high. Like, really, Geats was great. It's just real great. That series is, while not perfect, it's almost perfect. It's near. It has some problems. I said it in my review. I have some bit of gripes of it, but not like game breaking like I would drop it. This show, though, 11 episodes in, I don't know if there's going to be an arc, like a splitting of arcs in this episode or in this series or not, because it's already 10 episodes in. Next week, like this week's in Sunday, it's going to start the 11th episode. I don't know if there's going to be an arc to this show or like separate arcs, but so far, 10 episodes in, this show hasn't hooked me. Like, this show feels very Monster of the Week. And I'm not saying Monster of the Week is bad. There are some Monster of the Week shows that are good, specifically Sentai, if it's more character focused, not plot focused. The problem is, it's okay to be Monster of the Week if every episode builds upon the characters. If you're going through the characters, not story, I'm still fine with that. But the thing is, 10 episodes and I still haven't got anything that interests me yet in this series. Like, what is Hotaro's deal? And honestly, it's not the I don't know if it's the actor's ability or how the character was written, but I mean, granted, it's still 10 episodes. It's still only in its 10th episode. He might change, he might grow, but so far I'm not invested in what he's doing and his deal in this series. That also applies to the main heroine of this series, Rene. So forgive me if I don't say any other character's name, because frankly I forgot. Like, really, I forgot. Other than Spanner, who's so far the most interesting one of the bunch, even more interesting than Hotaro, even more than Gotchard himself, personally speaking. Minato and the three sisters of Fate. I forgot the rest of the characters. Not gonna lie. And the thing is, Gotchard feels, in my opinion, it feels, based on what I've seen so far, as a very corporate show, to say. So far, I mean.
So far, this feels very corporate. What I mean corporate is that this series, well, I get every writer show is trying to sell you toys, but this feels so forced and ham-fisted in. It doesn't feel natural. Like, here's a new Kemi. Here's a new card. Here's a new card. Collect all cards. Like, their gimmick in this series, in this season, is to sell you booster packs. Is to sell you booster packs in conjunction with the DX toys. Whereas Geats sells you the buckles. There's not a lot of buckles, actually, but there are a lot of Kemi cards. And yeah, it feels very like Pokemon-like. Gotta catch them all the cards. And don't get me wrong, I like Pokemon. I like watching Pokemon. But this feels very Pokemon light. Like, and not in the good way. Like, I get you have to fill a certain quota, like get the MacGuffin, get the MacGuffin, get the MacGuffin. Like Zero One did this too, but there's something happening in the background that's interesting, that hooks people. Like, for example, during Zero One, during the first arc, Metsubo Jinrai is doing stuff behind the scenes. We're interested in what are they doing. We need to uncover what the hell happened in Daybreak Town. During Daybreak. What happened during the Humagear uprising that nuked the town? What happened to Fua? Before it gets revealed later on, it was just an implanted memory. Yeah, there's a lot of mystery to uncover from episode 1 or episode 2, starting from episode 2 in some writer series. Like, even there are some like other writer shows that I do remember clearly that has very much of the week. Forze. I'm fine with Forze. It's not my favorite. Clearly, I'm not I'm not very fond of Forze. But the main takeaway from Forze is that I do like is the characters, mainly the main writer. Gentaro Kisaragi is honestly very magnetic in personality-wise. He's very charismatic. Which in the first arc, he's very charismatic. He's almost meme status, like, I'm going to friend you so hard. And that is not the case with Hotaro. Not the case with Gotchard. Hotaro feels very, or I might say too upbeat, but for the wrong reasons. He's too jovial for the sake of being jovial. Like, nothing about him interests me yet. And it's not helping because the story so far is very lacking. And the heroine herself, Rene, wow. I don't know if it's the actor, I don't know if it's the writing of it. She is very flat. So far. Very flat. Like, the most emotions she's portrayed is in this recent episode 10. But mostly in the series so far, she's very deadpan, like flat-faced, and very uninteresting to me. The most interesting one for me is Spanner. He has this cool guy attitude, thinking he's better than everyone else. And that's interesting. I need to see why he's like this. I want to see what's his deal. Instead of Hotaro. I'm not interested in Hotaro's deal yet. He's just very run-of-the-mill. Okay, guy stumbles upon it. Okay, I'll do this shit. Yeah, it feels very like that. And okay, speaking of the villains doesn't have any clear. They're scheming, of course, but it feels still very Monster of the Week and doesn't feel like they're building onto something, but it's not interesting so far. But I do like to point out that of the three sisters, the kid, the kid one, I don't know if it's the Clotho or Artropos or the Keys. I forgot their names, but the kid one, the little kid one, the little girl one, is the best one out of the three. She has like that creepy, eerie presence every time she's on screen. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she's so far the most interesting out of the three. And kudos to her actress. She's pulling it really nice. She's doing a good job of giving that like eerie feeling, like unsettling feeling every time she's on screen. So kudos to her. And other than that, the monsters are designs feel very basic, and so the monster I don't feel as much strongly to the monsters design, but yeah. What I have another problem is the suits, Gotchard suit itself, the Gotchard suit itself. Except the base. The base form, Steam Hopper. It's okay. It's decent. I like the form. I like the glossiness of it. Though I'm scared how much they'll use it. How much? I'm afraid they're not gonna use it as much because how glossy it is, how reflective it is. And I'm scared to buy the SHF if it's gonna scratch, if the gloss paint's gonna come off easily. Uh, I do need to ask though in regards to that. Please write in the comments. I know Garo had an Senkocho Seiho release recently, and it's quite reflective too. It has a glossy surface too. Is it easily chipped or not? If it's not, I'm a bit more at ease if I want to buy Gotchard. It's just figure arts. And also, it needs to come with more with accessories. Bandai, give me that accessories. Do not give me just bare bones rider. Do not give me bare bones figure. Tamashii Nation has been doing this stuff recently, and I do not like it. Okay, moving on. So yeah, this series has not hooked me, has not pulled me. The thing is, I have never dropped any Toku shows, even. I have never dropped any Toku shows. I've never stopped watching it week to week. I mean, I might miss it during the day of its sub being released because of work, but I've never stopped watching each episodes. I've never actually binged a whole 3 episodes more. And I have to be honest, every week, it really helps that King Oger is as good as it is. Like, that series is really good. It's really fun, and it helps like soften the blow from Gotchard so far. God, yeah, King Oger really helped in watching Gotchard for me. So yeah. I'm not gonna drop Gotchard. I'm gonna say that. I'm still gonna watch it week to week. I've never dropped any a Toku series ever. I didn't even drop Ghost or Saber during its time running in TV, during its during its run. I never dropped them, which I still think is the 2 worst rider modern writers. I never dropped them. It is a chore to watch. They are a chore to watch. I really hope, fingers crossed, Gotchard doesn't become that. I hope Gotchard doesn't become that. Like, I still have hope. It's still in the early episodes. It's still in the 10th. It's still on the 10th episode. And a lot can happen. And a lot can still happen. Case in point, there are a few Rider series that comes to mind that has quite a slow start. Most notably, Drive. Drive has a very slow start. It picked up only after what, like, Medic showed up? Yeah. When Medic showed up, like, when Maha showed up, it kind of gets better, but it really picked up when Medic started to show up. When Chase became starting to become Kamen Rider Chaser, that's when the series, personally for me, started to pick up. And good thing that it did. Also, yeah, and speaking of Drive, despite its slow start, Shinosuke and Beltsan and Kiriko are fun to watch. Are enjoyable to watch. And the villains, Brain, Heart, Chase, are fun to watch. It made the slow start more a bit more tolerable. And another series that I can say had a slow start, even though not as bad as Drive, but it's quite slow and it has something going on at the back though. It dealt with it better. In the early Heisei, Blade. Personally, I think Blade has a slow start. It did have a lot of things in the background with Garen, but at the most part during that time, early Blade, it's very slow. It's very Monster of the Week. Thankfully, the characters are enjoyable to watch. I think, yeah, also Double had a very Monster of the Week, but it doesn't have slow start. It's very interesting. It's very fun to watch. Double is a fun watch. But the point is, a slow start doesn't actually mean the series is going to be bad. Which I hope Gotchard doesn't fall into that. I hope Gotchard doesn't become a bad show because of its slow start. I'm still gonna watch it week to week. Also, talking about Gotchard, I'm gonna talk about Gotchard's suit. I am okay with Steam Hopper. Steam Hopper is a good suit, personally speaking. I like the glossiness of it. But my problem with Steam Hopper, well, with Gotchard's suit, is the rest of the form. Like, the second one I think is good is Aparesquebo, like the samurai skateboard form. That's the most enjoyable one. The rest feels very top heavy, and Aparesquebo is also that, but it had the skateboard boots, but it still feels lacking on the waist down. The rest of the form feels very lacking on the waist down. Even the newer ones, Crab Gold Striker, the bike and the crab one, the chunky one. It's big, yeah. It's chunky, yeah. It feels very top heavy. And the newer one that's going to be introduced next week, like this week, the Lightning Force one, I think, yeah. Damn, that's top heavy. That shoulder. I don't know if he can punch. I just think like he's just shoulder check a guy. And yeah. Steam Hopper is a very good form because of the blue part, the hopper legs, starting from his thighs to the side of his feet. It feels very cohesive. Like, it feels like one complete form. Whereas the other one feels very top heavy. And, okay, I'm not going to talk about the Legend. I've watched the Legend special. It feels like its own separate thing. Though I wish he showed up in the series because he's kind of interesting, even though it's only one episode. Yeah. So, yeah. I do hope Gotchard gets better. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he gets better. The series gets better. Hotaru needs to develop a lot in this series. Like, something needs to happen that get his shit rocked. Like, I don't want to go all Kekara and go all like this boy needs to suffer, but yeah, kinda. I need to see something happen to him that rocked him to a core. Like, this shit ain't no game part. Like, yeah, he needs to have a reality check. Someone needs to slap his shit hard. So far, not even Spanner has done that to him. Spanner is the most interesting of the cast to me. But that's not saying much. And yeah, the villains are still very run of the mill. Bad guy trying to build up to something. I just hope it's not Wizard, like they're trying to copy Full Metal Alchemist. But yeah, this series so far has not hooked me. It haven't pulled me in yet. There's nothing that has pulled me in to watch more. Honestly, I'm just saying it now. I'm just gonna say this now. When the subs came out during Geats, I watched Geats first, then Sentai. I watched Rider first, then Sentai. I always do that. Except when the Rider show is kind of slow or kind of boring at the time. It doesn't change. The order doesn't change if the Sentai is also that. But during this part, thankfully King Oger is fun. So I watched King Oger first, then Gotchard. And that's saying something because it kind of feels like I don't want to experience Gotchard immediately. And yeah. It's very magical too. Yeah, and like Wizard, Saber. So far, yeah, I'm just gonna say so far. Toei has a problem in Rider. Rider has a problem with dealing with magic type shows, like fantasy, like fantasy magic type settings. Wizard, Saber, goddamn Saber. And so far, Gotchard, I do hope Gotchard doesn't fall into the same hole. I really do, because Rider needs to get their shit together, because Sentai has been 3 for 3. 4 if you count Kira Major. I mean, Kira Major is good, but not Zenkaiger, Dawn Brothers, and currently King Oger's level of good. Because goddamn, they are firing on all cylinders for 3 years. That ain't normal. And Rider has been Reiwa. Rider and Reiwa in general has been hit or miss. I like 01, but COVID screwed them over, and there's a bit of fat, like a bit to a lot of fat, mostly in the competition arc, and all the shit with Guy. Other than that, I like 01. Saber is Saber. I'm not gonna elaborate on that. I do not like Saber. And Revice is, I like aspects in Revice, but in the end it's kind of It's very middling. It's very average. Geats so far is the one that top all of them. That's why I said I'm kind of scared that Geats set the bar too high for Gotchard. Gotchard needs to do something to make audiences, to make me want to watch it, like pull me in and tune in. It's hard. It's hard, really. It's hard. And Ryder needs to get their shit together, because other than the TV series, Ryder is actually going pretty well. Aside from the Fudo PI stuff, because I don't know if that's gonna get a season 2 or not. But manga wise, good. Kuga is not being translated. They are making an English version of it, but I haven't seen any translation for it yet in the web. So, but I've caught up until like what volume till Titan shows up. As for the series other than the writer other than the series, they've been great. I like Shin Kamen Rider, as weird as it is. I enjoyed it. And Black Sun, ooh, do not, ooh. Black Sun is quality. That is quality unmatched. Not even by Shin standards. That is quality. And it's sad to see they're lacking in the series because Geats peaked so high. Geats peaked so high, and it's almost became a detriment to the series after it. For Gotchard. I'm scared that Gotchard will fall into the same pits as Wizard and Saber. Been very middling to bad, boring shows even. So yeah, that's my first impression of Gotchard. Tell me if you like it or not in the comments below. Do you enjoy it? Are you hooked by Gotchard so far? Where do you want to see the series go? Tell me in the comments. I do want to talk. I do want to engage with you on that. I don't have a Discord or anything, but yeah, I could reply on you in the comments. But yeah, tell me what your thoughts is on Kamen Rider Gotchard. And yeah, that's it for a video, I think. Gotchard has a lot to live up to. Honestly, it has a lot to live up. Geats cast a high shadow on it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Follow me on all the things. Do leave a like, comment, and or subscribe. Again, it really helps my channel. Stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully I can make other Toku videos and continue on with the game, game videos. Yeah. See you later. I'm Peter Asterisk, and I'm signing off. Bye.